Mr. Dan Hedrington, SEH, how about a quick update on where we're at with the Davis Refinery?
Okay, so things are going, by the way, thank you. Things are going very well, and the state is still in their review process. It's our understanding that they've been going through this thing from every aspect, not only just the technical things, but the legal aspects as well, verifying codes, verifying anything they possibly can to make sure that this thing is as reviewed as possible and as thorough as possible. So that's great. Now, we would like to see it as soon as possible, but we also understand the amount of diligence that it takes to review something like this and how big the project actually is. So we appreciate everything they're doing. It's going well.
And are they communicating okay? I mean, because I know that we're in the springtime and anticipation to break a shovel in the ground is probably amplified.
Absolutely. We want to get it in the ground as soon as possible. The main reason is we want to beat next winter as fast as we can, whatever we can do. And some of the things that we're working on in the meantime, we're trying to get everything lined up as far as for all of our long lead items, ordering that equipment, getting things in place. So a lot of that. So there's still a ton of activity that's going on behind the scenes, but just nothing you can see out on site yet. So yeah, they're communicating well. They are very busy. They've got a lot of things going on. They're trying to meet the needs of everybody else in the state as well. But they're really working well on our project as well. So we're very happy with that.
Let's talk about the other needs of the state. Secretary Zinke came into North Dakota here at the Williston Basin Conference, and part of the chatter, I guess, was about private property rights. We talked about what's good for the public, but also what's good for the private side of things. Have you been hearing that private versus public?
Yeah, actually, on our end, we hear that a lot. It's very, very frequent. A lot of the existing ranch owners, but also people within the communities out, especially in western North Dakota, that are going, okay, at what point does this overreach? Too much of an overreach. These private people, they want the ability to direct what's going on their own property and what's going on their neighbor's property. They're all involved in these projects, and the support that we have from the property owners is tremendous. But yeah, it's a huge concern to where they're going, okay, there's too much overreach. They're trying to impose too much regulation on what is our private property and what the locals want to do with that property. So yeah, it's a big issue, and we understand it thoroughly. I wouldn't want anybody coming in and telling me what I can do in my yard and what I can't do in my yard. So I get it, and we understand it, and we're working with them the best we can.
Has it gotten to that point where they're telling you not in your yard yet, or are they still trying to see if it can go in the yard, or I guess kind of where are we at with that?
Well, there are groups out there that believe that the local property owners don't have any rights. It doesn't matter. It just matters on what's this oil and gas is bad in general, or this type of a project is bad in general. So it doesn't matter what the local property owners want. But in reality, we all know that that's not the case. I mean, these local people and people that have individual property rights is a huge deal. It's part of what our country was built on. That's a massive deal. So it's very, very important for me personally. I mean, I believe that strongly, and I know that that's the way that everybody feels that's associated with this project. That are supportive of the project.
So what's next for just anybody? Let's start with you, the project manager, also Meridian Energy Group. The locals, I've mentioned this before, there's cafe owners, there's certain people in Belfield that their livelihood depends on a construction season and a number of different things like that. So I understand that we want to be as courteous as we can to the state with what they're going through, understanding what they're going through. But at the same time, there are other people affected through this. So do you guys have a next step plan yet, or are you still kind of in limbo on that? Just kind of talk to me about in the media, we call it changing the oil while the car's moving.
Okay, gotcha. I like that. Actually, it's a really good term. So yeah, we've got a lot of things going on, which like I said, I would consider, kind of behind the scenes, what's not open and where everybody sees, trucks and equipment out on the project. We're working with security measures. We're working with different, like I said, long lead items. We're ordering equipment. So we've got a lot of different things going on. And one thing I want to make clear is that when we talked about individual property rights, I don't see the state of North Dakota actually trying to impose on those things. I think it's just these other groups that believe that local property owners don't have the rights that they actually do. So the state has been very understanding. The state is working real well with us and with the locals out there. They understand that the locals have this need for that type of growth that you're talking about. It's not just a desire; they have a need. The communities out in this area have had some significant hardships because of the downturn in the industry and the downturn in their local economy and local businesses. So yeah, they're desperate for it. They want it, but they've been tremendously supportive. What can we do to help? Do you want us to make some phone calls? Do you want us to get involved? Should we go visit these people, or should we go visit our elected officials? And right now, we've been able to tell them that we honestly do believe that the state is doing a great job. They're working, on this, even though nobody sees it day to day. We know that they're working on it day to day. So things are going very well. So next steps, it's kind of what's still going on. We're working on long leads. We're working on, working with security measures, law enforcement, local law enforcement, fire protection, things like that. So there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that are still going on, and they'll continue to go on. And when we're allowed to, we'll be ready to start breaking ground.
Anything else? Anybody else? Anything else? Or?
No, I think we're good. That's really where we're at. Yeah.